In the words of President Ibrahim Traoré, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Ibrahim Traoré was born in Kira Bondakui Muhun province on the 14th of March 1988. After receiving his primary education in Bondakui, he attended a high school in Bobo Dioulasso where he was known as being quiet and very talented. From 2006, he studied geology at the University of Ouagadougou. He was part of the Association of Muslim Students 310 and the Marxist Association Nationale des Étudiants du Burkina. In the latter, he rose to delegate and became known for defending his classmates in disputes. He graduated from the university with honors. Traoré took that first step not knowing where it would lead but trusting in his ability to make a difference. Traoré joined the army of Burkina Faso in 2009 and graduated from the Georges Namoano Military Academy. He was sent to Morocco for anti-aircraft training before being transferred to an infantry unit in Kaya, a town in Burkina Faso's north. Promoted to lieutenant in 2014, Traoré joined MINUSMA, a United Nations peacekeeping force involved in the Mali War. In 2018, he was cited as one of the MINUSMA soldiers who showed courage during major rebel attacks in the Tombouctou region. He subsequently returned to Burkina Faso where he assisted in operations against the escalating jihadist insurgency. Traoré fought at Djibo, in the Otapuanu offensive of 2019, and several other counterinsurgency operations in the country's north. He was promoted to captain in 2020. Traoré later claimed that he became disillusioned with his country's leadership around this time, as he saw the widespread lack of equipment of Burkinabe soldiers, while politicians were handing out suitcases of money for bribery. He gradually became the spokesman for soldiers stationed in the north who were frustrated over their government. Rise to power, Traoré was part of the group of army officers that supported the January 2022 Burkina Faso coup d'état and brought the patriotic movement for safeguard and restoration military junta to power. From March 2022, he served as the head of an artillery regiment in Kaya, 35. Whether he was ever associated with the Cobra Special Forces, a counter-terrorist unit founded in 2019, is disputed. According to several sources such as BBC, Al Jazeera, and Die Tageszeitung, he was part of the unit at some point. Many supporters of the January coup became dissatisfied with the performance of Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba, the junta's leader, regarding his inability to contain the jihadist insurgency. Traoré later claimed that he and other officers had tried to get Damiba to refocus on the rebellion, but eventually opted to overthrow him as his ambitions were diverting away from what we set out to do. The dissatisfaction about the situation was highest among younger officers who fought against the rebels at the front lines. In addition, there were delays in pay for the Cobra troops. When the plotters launched their coup on the 30th of September, Traoré still held the rank of captain. The operation was carried out with support of the Cobra unit, 412. In the direct aftermath of the coup, Traoré declared himself the new head of the patriotic movement for safeguard and restoration, 12. On the 6th of October he also assumed the position of interim president as head of state, supreme head of the armed forces, point 1. He initially promised to hold democratic elections in July 2024. As Traoré once said, "A leader is not born, but is made by the trials he has overcome." This sentiment echoes through his journey from a military captain to the esteemed president of Burkina Faso. As president, Traoré maintained his enigmatic and very formal behavior for which he had already been known before rising to power. He kept a tight control on his communication and carefully tried to present himself as a proper war leader, possibly to avoid the poor public image of his predecessors. His presidency has also seen an increase of pro-government propaganda in Burkinabe traditional media and social media. Politically, Le Monde journalist Sophie Douce described Traoré as influenced by Marxism and Pan-Africanism. In February 2023, Traoré's government expelled the French forces assisting in fighting the local insurgency from Burkina Faso. He subsequently declared that, "We really want to look at other horizons because we want win-win partnerships," supporting the diversification of Burkina Faso's international partnerships. Shortly after, Traoré's government expressed support for a federation with Mali, and both invited Guinea. All three countries are under military leadership, and if it were to become a union, it would be the largest country ruled by military junta. To replace French military support, Traoré forged closer ties to Turkey and Russia. In April, he declared a general mobilization of the population to support the military, as rebel forces continued to increase the rate of their attacks. Traoré publicly pledged to reconquer all rebel-held areas and that there would be no negotiations until the insurgency had been greatly weakened. In the following month, Traoré questioned the planned restoration of democracy for 2024, stating that elections could not be held unless the insurgents were pushed back and the security situation had been improved. On the 26th of September 2023, dissatisfied elements of the military unsuccessfully attempted to overthrow Traoré. But leadership is not merely about making the right decisions, it's also about inspiring those around you. Traoré was a beacon of hope for his people. His desire for peace and prose through adversity, Traoré emerged as a leader, transforming his nation and inspiring those around him. According to Reuters and the New York Times, Traoré was suspected of having a connection with Russian mercenary organization Wagner Group, due to having expressed anti-French and pro-Russian views. As Traoré entered Ouagadougou, the nation's capital, supporters cheered, some waving Russian flags. The government of Ghana publicly alleged that Traoré began collaborating with the Wagner Group following the coup, enlisting the mercenaries against the jihadist rebels. Traoré denied this, claiming that "our Wagner are the VDP," referencing the Volunteers for the Defense of the Homeland. On the 29th of July 2023, following the 2023 Russia-Africa Summit, Traoré said that the people of his country support Russia and communicated that a decision had been made to reopen the Russian embassy, which was closed in 1992. According to the newspaper Le Monde in May 2023, the Traoré regime seems for the time being to be favoring the use of its own forces in the fight against the jihadists, and has not asked Wagner's Russians for help. Traoré's legacy is one of transformation, a testament to his belief that change is possible. Traoré once said, "The greatest lessons are not taught in classrooms but in the experiences of life." This profound statement encapsulates a truth that resonates deeply with Traoré's own journey. From his unconventional path to his rise as a leader and the legacy of change he left behind, Traoré's life is a testament to the power of determination, leadership, and vision. His story teaches us that to create positive change, one must first possess the courage to challenge the status quo. Traoré did not shy away from this challenge, instead he embraced it with conviction, demonstrating that determination can break down even the most formidable barriers. But perhaps the most significant lesson from Traoré's life is his unwavering belief in the power of change. He believed that change, while often difficult and uncomfortable, is the catalyst for progress. He sought to create a better future for his country, and in doing so he demonstrated that change is not something to be feared, but embraced. As we reflect on Traoré's life, let us remember his wisdom and his unwavering belief in the power of change.